you'd better make sure you don't miss any of those QuickTime events.
So why do we hate QuickTime events?
Who says we hate QuickTime events?
Welcome into episode 13 of QuickTime Event, brought to you by Middle of Nowhere Gaming. Today I am joined by our Nintendo Ninja, Lou.
Hey guys.
And the still Destiny demigod, Miles.
Flippin' flam, Batman.
Okay, so Lou, explain how QTE works.
All right, for those of you who haven't been paying attention or who are new to the system, QuickTime Event is our topical time podcast. We take some sort of gaming news and we discuss it for a timed amount. What I mean by that is we have a stopwatch here set to a certain time. What is that time, Courtney?
It's 15 minutes.
Okay, so we have 15 minutes to discuss a topic of our choosing, and if we go beyond that, which we would normally want to do, we have to stop. That's the end of the story.
And it's actually not a stopwatch. It's a Sunbeam Walmart timer that actually it's been too close to like magnets and ovens or something for its entire lifespan, so it frequently messes up. So like sometimes I'll be like trying to set the timer for whatever I'm cooking in the oven, and it'll go from like 13 minutes to like 10,000. I'll be like, whoa, what are you doing? It's really weird.
So if you want to be a sugar daddy, you can just send a normal stopwatch to Courtney.
Yeah, if you guys want to give me a Christmas present, I could use a stopwatch.
Because apparently the one we have is not reliable at all.
No, it's not. That's why I don't touch it. Like, once I get it going, I just leave it there. I think when you touch it, it messes it up. But
see,
whatever.
This is what I'm talking about, long-winded podcasting.
Yeah, the introduction. Right. Okay, so, yeah.
The topic for today is Lizard Squad and DDoS attacks that happened over Christmas. You guys are well aware of the DDoS attacks, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yes. I was going to say the topic was actually suggested to us by a few people. Tunde and Ian, I believe, right? Those are the two who asked questions about that. So we decided to do an episode about that because it is very, very topical. Do we want to read off everything before we talk about it or during the timer?
Probably before, so we're not eating up our time, I guess.
Okay. Works for me. A quick explanation of what a DDoS attack is. It's an attempt, according to Wikipedia, it's an attempt to make a machine or network resource unavailable to its intended users. Although the means to carry out the motives for and targets of a DOS attack vary, it generally consists of efforts to temporarily or indefinitely interrupt or suspend services of a host connected to the internet. As clarification, distributed denial of service attacks, which are DDoS, are sent by two or more people or bots, and denial of service attacks are sent by one person or system. As of 2014, the frequency of recognized DDoS attacks had reached an average rate of 28 per hour. Perpetrators of DDoS attacks typically target sites or services hosted on high-profile web servers such as banks, credit card payment gateways, and even root name servers. And then I guess as a little bit of a backstory on if anybody wasn't actually familiar with whatever we're talking about, Lizard Squad is claiming that they brought down both Microsoft Xbox Live and Sony PlayStation Network during Christmas Day and in the days before and following, off and on. And so millions of people who got their console for the first time on Christmas Day weren't able to actually log in and do anything. Nobody was able to download any new games, purchase any new games off the network, use multiplayer, anything like that. So it was a good day for Nintendo.
Yeah.
You guys ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okie dokie. And timer, go.
All right, so what do we think of Lizard Squad?
Douchebags.
Take away their ability to produce children. There we go.
What a bunch of assholes. I mean, they are children. Let's be honest about this. They're 15 and 16-year-olds, and I'm not trying to say that to, call them out on being stupid or something. They're literally 15 or 16-year-olds.
Yeah, a bunch of them are, at least, that we know of or is rumored to be.
Right.
According to one news article, the FBI is apparently investigating them and investigating a few of them. One of them, Ryan Cleary from, was it Sweden or
Finland?
Finland, yeah. Who said, oh God, I don't even remember. He said that the U.S. can't do anything to him because his government will protect him from it. And
He
so
cannot be extradited while the FBI is sitting there talking to him.
yeah. So that's going on right now. And apparently new news that came out today is that this whole Lizard Squad hacker thing that they're doing was all advertising for this new freaking distributed denial of service attack tool, which they're calling the Lizard Stressor. I don't know if anybody's heard of this yet. But apparently you can buy packages, like a monthly package or a yearly package, for like $6 to $130 or $30 to $500, depending on what strength you want, where you could take down a service of your choice for as little as 100 seconds to as much as 8 hours. And they're selling it to anybody who wants it, and there's like all these upgradable packages you could do, and referral programs where you can get money back for referring your friends and them actually getting into it too. And
Right.
what do you think about that?
I think that it's going to go down like Pirate Bay went down.
Yeah.
I think that there's no way that the government is going to let that stay up.
I agree.
Because it's illegal. Not necessarily DDoSing or DOSing, but the damage that happens as a result of it.
Exactly. I was going to say the internet laws are kind of, up in the air. There's not a whole lot of specific laws regarding it, but there are ways that you could bring this down. There are definite ways to bring this down because of the aftermath, the after effects, the things that some of the services they bring down, what that effect has on the company.
Right. It's loss of income. For instance, everyone who wanted to go, like me, got some Christmas money, got some PSN, to go in and get some stuff from the store. We weren't able to do that on Sony Entertainment, on anything, on PlayStation 4. So we were kind of shit out of luck. And because of that, it's feasible that Sony lost income.
Yeah. But the news came out this morning, which if you guys didn't know, we're recording this on Tuesday. I don't know when this episode's going up, but we're recording it on Tuesday. News came out this morning that Sony's extending all their sales, their holiday sale and their flash sale by a few days. Because of this attack, which is a huge help to me because I really, really, really wanted to get the Lara Croft and the whatever temple, or I don't even remember what that game was called. I really wanted to
Temple of Osiris.
Yeah,
okay.
Osiris. That's it. I wanted to get that and discounted Tales from the Borderlands and the Legend of Korra game because they were all discounted heavily, and I was like, oh man, I want all of those. But wasn't able to get on Christmas because of that. And that pissed me off. But now I'm going to be able to get them all.
Yeah.
Miles?
So, excuse me. This seems a lot like swatting. If you all don't know what that is, it's when a salty or just generally stupid person calls in just some kind of not necessarily a threat, but if they see a streamer and they don't like the streamer and they call in that and act as the streamer and say oh, I have people here at my house, I'm going to hurt them, this is my address, or something stupid like that, and then the police has to respond, so they send a SWAT team, and it's just like that. It's in the same vein. It's really stupid, really childish, and it just ruins everybody's day. So I act hateful. I admit that. I act like I'm very negative, but these are people I actually hate.
People do that? SWAT?
Yes, that's a thing.
Wow.
Someone has already gotten 25 years for it.
Let's discuss the manifesto for a second.
Okay.
Lizard Squad has its own manifesto. They go on interviews and they talk about it. And their belief is that what they're doing is correct and is a proper thing to do in order to showcase the poor state of internet and web security nowadays. And really, they're just bringing attention to it. What do you think of this?
That's not how DDoS works, so.
Yeah, it's there's no security that blocks that, It's what it is. It's flooding the freaking network, It's not hacking. It's not showing any It's not security, is what I'm trying to get at. It's nothing to do with that.
And also, they're not like trying to show any like, issues with the systems because they're just jerks. Like when they first got on the scene, they were antagonizing this one streamer, and like they were saying you have to do certain things, otherwise we're going to take down a service. And it's like, you're not doing anything good. This is not a manifesto. You're just dirtbags.
No, they're still doing stuff like that. They're we need 10,000 retweets if you want PlayStation Network backup, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and there's the one where you have to draw whatever on your face and a permanent marker.
Yeah.
That's like, no, stupid.
It's like, you're not activists, you're freaking terrorists. Let's be honest.
Right, and people legitimately get jobs for doing this. Like, if this was your real manifesto, there are people out there at Sony who would want to know about these security breaches and want to have you help them fix them, and will most likely give you a job for that.
Exactly.
What you're doing is actually, Miles, can you read the tweet?
Yeah. So this is a tweet from Simon Roth. He's an indie dev, and he said, which is completely true, DDoS attacks are not hacking, nor do they expose security flaws. They are as sophisticated as blocking a toilet by jamming your head into it.
Exactly. I could not have put that a better way.
It's like hackers are people like Anonymous who actually know what they're doing and are actually kind of, if you think about it, scary, but they're not dirtbags. Well, they haven't proven to be dirtbags.
Lizard Squad isn't accessing anybody's information. They're not getting into the network or the server. They're flooding it with information. 1.2 terabytes per second of information to shut it down.
Right.
Yeah. This is like literally like, just imagine someone just like slamming the button on a keyboard. That's essentially what this is.
Yep. They're button mashing the network.
Right. On the other end, how much of this do you think is actually Lizard Squad? Let's be honest here. It's Christmas Day. Everyone's getting new stuff. Do you think
they predicted it over a month ago? I mean, yeah, it's fair to say that anybody could have predicted that because of all the new. What you were going to get to was the fact that so many new people opened up their console and plugged it in, right?
Right, and everyone's home on vacation. Everyone's playing their games. Everyone has just gotten their points. Do they still do points? They don't do points cards anymore. Mm-hmm. But they, everyone just got new money to go buy games and download games. I would have imagined it being down all of Christmas Day anyway. And I was even able to access it later on Christmas Day. Like at the normal times, like 3 a.m. when no one's using the servers.
Yeah, I actually heard that the DDoS being stopped like a day and a half into the outages, I think, and the rest of it was literally just everyone trying to get online.
Yeah, see, that's
what I heard.
I was thinking that too, that it could have been something like maybe Lizard Squad started it, and once they quit, that's when everybody was like really at that point annoyed and trying to get online, and then that probably overloaded the servers because of all the new people. But I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Regardless, like the thing that they said like a month ago was literally they said we're going to take down Xbox Live and PSN, so all the kids getting new consoles on Christmas Day won't be able to play them. That's not something an activist would say.
Yeah, how is that trying to expose security flaws? That's just a threat and a douchebag bully, on a fucking in the schoolyard. That's a bully, is what it is. That's not. They're not trying to get anything positive out of this. And now, as that news story I said earlier about them selling that software, apparently they're just in it to try to get money now.
Right.
I don't know. This is
on a service that most likely isn't going to pan out for them.
Yeah, and is probably going to put a lot of them in jail. Because yes, you can go to jail for this. What you're doing. It doesn't matter what you say. I've been seeing tweets from Lizard Squad. Oh, they can't do anything to me. FBI has nothing on me. You can't do anything. Yeah, you can. You really can. You have not studied the law enough.
I hope they all go to jail and get introduced to a gentleman named Big Tiny and are in the same cell as him.
I don't want to know about Big Tiny.
No one wants to know about Big Tiny. That's the point.
Dude, Tunde asked us a question, didn't he?
He did ask us a question. He says, do you think it's justifiable for people to ask Sony/Microsoft for compensation because of the servers' attacks on their networks this past weekend?
How do you guys feel?
This might be the controversial opinion. I say they do. I say that compensation should be given, but the compensation doesn't have to be a lot. It could be 2 days. 2 days of free Xbox Live or PSN just tacked on to what you already had.
Yeah, see... Sorry, Miles, you want to go?
I mean, I was just going to say, I got to agree with Lou, because, like, it may not have been their fault, but it is something we paid for, and, I mean, extending everyone's stuff by, like, 2 days, because it was out for 2 days. Or, well, it was out for 3 days. It's not all that bad.
Yeah, see, I'm on the fence about it. I agree with you guys, but I disagree with the majority of the internet. I agree that there should be compensation, but the negative minority, the loud minority out there on the internet are demanding for free games. They're demanding a free year of Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus, and there's nothing in the world that would justify that. And it's just, that's ridiculous, and that's people, money grubbing. They want everything for free, and that's not going to happen, and it shouldn't happen. Now, getting a free weekend of PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold, or a free 14 days, something like that, where that's, it's not that big of a thing, but it's enough that'll make them maybe want to get more. Something like that I could see, and extending sales that were on the days when they were down. That's more compensation, It's not giving you free games, but it's giving you access to what you missed.
Right. There's not really much that you missed. Maybe you missed a day of playing a game on Christmas Day, but as long as they extend that out and say, we'll give you 2 extra days, realistically, you're not losing anything.
Yep. And that's like, okay, so I'm trying to make compare this to something else, like, say you're an adult and you're not a kid listening to this, or even if you're a kid, say if you're a kid listening to this, and you get a snow day, and your school says, well, you know what, Saturday you guys are coming to school all day long because you missed Thursday. Or work does the same thing. Certain jobs will do that, but most of them won't. Like, what if that happened? Would you expect that? Would you be okay with that? Like, that's, I don't know. It's weird. The whole situation's weird. I was fine, like I said, I thought I was going to miss out on those few sales, but now I'm not. And now it's basically just a faint memory that PSN was down, Now It doesn't even matter since those sales are up.
Yeah. So what do you guys do on Christmas Day, not being able to access online?
I played Super Smash Bros. All day long. All day long with my family. So I got in probably 80 matches. I think we unlocked the second to last character. What'd you do?
Right. Yeah, it was a lot of Wii U that day. I had Captain...
All hell Nintendo, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's just because they didn't want to go after Nintendo. But I got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which is actually very fun.
I have heard good things, yeah. What about you, Miles? What'd you do?
I was with my family, which is what I was planning on doing anyway, but I know when I got home I was angry.
So here's the real question. What were all you guys trying to do playing on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live to begin with? Why weren't you with your families? Spend time with your families and loved ones.
That is actually what they were saying on their manifesto, quote unquote. They said that if this is the worst thing that's happening to gamers, then they really need to go out and get a life as they sit there DDoSing Sony servers on Christmas like they have nothing better to do.
It's kind of like you're just trying to justify the really, really, really stupid and I can't come up with a word that's not cussing thing that you're doing.
They have a point. They have a point, but it's not justifying it at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's the timer. Okay.
Right.
So that was episode 13 of the QuickTime Event podcast. We normally have a schedule, but right now, since we're in winter break, our schedule's in flux. Winter limbo, yes. Our schedule's in flux, so we will, as soon as we come up with a schedule, we'll let you guys know. This episode should be out hopefully by Wednesday, and then we'll have another episode this week too. You can contact us by emailing contact.mong@gmail.com. You could send us in topics for QuickTime events. You could send us questions you want us to read off on the Mong podcast. You could anything you want. Just go ahead and send it there. Send us any dirt you have on Lou and Miles so I can blackmail them. You can find us on Twitter. You can find the Mong account at mong.com. Dot and com are spelled out. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mong Network. And on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram by just searching for Middle of Nowhere Gaming. And then, of course, the website is middleofnowheregaming.com, where you can find all the latest editorials, news, reviews, features, and all the good stuffs. Woo! And you can find us all on Twitter. You can find me at Osborne_2009. You can find Lou at
Lou Cantaldi.
And you can find Miles at...
I just realized, you know how you can change that one part of your name?
Yeah?
Apparently people can search for that as well. So you can find me at the Dreadhawk.
The Dreadhawk.
Okay.
Or at Furious Milk.
Okay. There you go. And Mong.
Keep it milky.
And Happy New Year's.